It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but it's mostly 5 o'clock right here. We are back on Buzzer. It's cocktail time on a national holiday. And we are out here living. I'm Justin Tyler.
I'm John Tyler.
We are brothers, so think about that. But we're here on Buzzer, the home field for sports, all sports, no noise. This is the place you want to come if you're a sports fan, consolidating all of the mess of sports media online into one great, no AI, no slop channel at buzzer.com. Please come sign up and hang. We lots going on in the sports world right now. How you feeling?
Specifically right now, because the U.S. men's World Cup team just won their second match in a row in a World
Woo!
Cup it's the first time they've won two in a row since the inaugural World Cup in 1930, which
And they were
you'll
back then. They were
recall.
played with a boulder. There were only like 3 countries. Dinosaurs were ridden by different Jesus Christs.
That's exactly right. We got third place in that World Cup, but it was largely because all of the best teams stayed in Europe due to the fact that the games were held in Uruguay and the
Makes
sea
sense.
voyage was too arduous.
Oh yeah, you can't imagine. I mean, like, hey, I've got a soccer game. I'll be gone for
A
six
year,
months.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I might never come back. This
yeah. It
might
didn't
be
make it
the end.
back. Live here now. Bye, wife and family. I'm a Uruguayan.
Uh, Absolutely wild. The men are exceeding every expectation. They look great. They dominated the first half.
Two
Defensively,
goals
they're
in the
on
first
point.
half. 6 goals total.
Yeah,
This is that's
no,
unprecedented.
it absolutely is, and they're exceeding everyone's expectations. And the stirring words of Coach Pochettino are ringing in our ears, which are, "Why not us?"
Yeah, I mean,
What a
there's
stirring
nothing,
battle cry!
there's nothing more American than like, I don't know. What about my turn?
Yeah. Who,
Maybe
who,
I'll.
who the fuck else is there? I don't know.
I'm smart. I should be rich
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and good at kicking goals. This was a graphic from a minute ago when we were excited about the game being up, but now we have one. So let's get into it. On this show, we talk about the 5 biggest stories of the week, but it's usually like 7 to 10. But let's talk about the World Cup first. This does this mean so? Like we're gonna come out of this strong. Come out of this first round.
Well, our destiny is sort of in the hands of the rest of the Group D teams. We have to see how Turkey does against Paraguay later
Yeah.
today, to see if we do win outright. If Paraguay beats Turkey or draws them, the U.S. men win outright, going into the knockout stage, which means they would play, a third placing team from one of the other. It's incredible. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna, if they come out of this Group D win, they're gonna go into the knockout stage with a clear advantage over the other teams.
Yeah.
It will be absolutely wild. They'll be in a position to, if they continue to play at the level they're playing out at to be favorites. They'll be favorites in the knockout round.
I haven't heard the word United States and favorite together in quite some time, at least the last year. So that's exciting to be the favorite anyway,
Yeah,
when you
I
think
guess.
about it.
I think the other story for the World Cup is
Well,
all
wait,
of
before we go
these.
before we go
Oh,
any further, like we're celebrating the American victory with our cocktail today,
oh
which
yes,
is the effervescent gin and tonic.
that's
Oh,
correct. And
yours seems to be getting patriotic.
yeah, I made a it's a Hemingway gin and tonic, which is gin tonic, juice of a lime, and Angostura bitters.
Yes.
Angostura bitters uh, on top, and it is delicious and as effervescent as this men's team is.
And what do you when you make that because it's Hemingway? You stir it with a loaded shotgun. Is that how it
Mhm.
works?
Yeah, you try to resist going to the gun cabinet as you make it. Um, the I think the other topic from this World Cup the main storyline so far is how lackluster all the favorites have been.
Yes.
Even France started flat and came out in the second half and played to their sort of how they were expected to play. But a lot of teams were going into this round saying, "Well, we're going to win no matter who we play." So
Yeah.
we're going to keep all of our best players on the bench, and we're going to
Hmm.
cruise through. And Spain obviously had a draw, a 1-1 draw in their game
Cape Verde.
against Cape Verde, a very small country with a population of less than a sixth of the two major cities in Spain.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's been sort of a slow start to the World Cup for everybody except for the United States men, which is a really, you know, surprising, and it's something that the momentum that they've built up is going to carry them forward. Whereas a lot of other teams, I think, are going to struggle to get it going in the knockout stage. And I think this World Cup is primed for some major upsets.
Well, it's interesting to me because the narrative going in was like, oh, they made it so much bigger this year. So there's all these like smaller countries are just going to get banged out in the
Yeah,
first thing. It's going to be just a boring cakewalk in the first rounds. And I was like, I was buying into that because I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
absolutely.
But of course, it's the opposite. It's just like the NCAA. Like, there's going to be upsets. It's inevitable. And if you have more teams in general, there's going to be more upsets. And it's a different thing. You know, like, we're not getting a lot of outright wins from teams, but these ties are major for all of these smaller, the Cape Verde tie and all of that. Like,
Absolutely.
it just means so much in the larger thing, and it's exciting. I'm looking up some Cape Verde information. It's just an archipelago.
Is that how that's pronounced?
It's an archipelago. I believe so.
I saw an advertisement for archipelagos
Yes,
yesterday,
exactly.
and I'm
And
on
the
board.
I had to adjust my TV with some aluminium to get the archipelago observations,
Uh-huh. That's annoying.
advertisements. Yes, isn't it? Isn't it annoying? It's Cape Verde. It's just a bunch of 10 little islands,
Yeah,
10 volcanic
population about
islands.
529,000 if I'm correct. But the Cape Verde diaspora
Mm.
is actually about four times the size of the population of the island itself. If I'm remembering my Cape Verde facts
Yes,
accurately.
right. Of course, you were a. Have visited extensively. You have. And go ahead and name the 10 islands. Well, we'll just go ahead and do it real quick while I keep looking.
There's Cape Rouge
Nope.
and
Good. Wow. What an interesting guess. Just a random guess. Are you talking? Maybe you're thinking of Fogo.
Fogo, of course.
Yes.
Fogo.
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 Fogo. I think if Cape Verde continues on into the knockout round, we got to go to Fogo. Wake me
I
up before you Fogo.
I I personally, if you go without me, I will have Fogo FOMO.
Great, great. Let's get
Who
there,
is this for?
huh?
Who is this for? It's
Each
for
other.
yeah, it's for us. It's just for us.
Good. If you're just tuning in now, tell us what that means. Tell us what that means,
Oh
folks.
boy.
Anyway, that's enough Cape Verde detour. But I would also, I think one of the stories, especially now, Canada crushed Qatar,
Yeah. Crushed
like
him.
absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah.
America beats Australia. Last night, Mexico beat South Korea.
Yeah.
Host country dominance. North
Yeah.
America, like that
Sure.
is no one called that.
No, they didn't. But the truth is, when you get down to it, we deal with this all the time. All sports are a mental game. It goes back to the same thing with Cape Verde's team. This is the biggest moment of their in the history of their country.
Yeah,
It's certainly in all of the players' lifetimes. Nobody is hearing, Cape Verde discussed on a world stage. Or a country like Curacao, another,
outside of you, I bet not a lot of people knew about Cape Verde,
outside of me. That's correct. It's just me and the Fogoans.
the
Uh,
Fogoans.
yeah. Uh, but
There's one island named Sal.
They they ran out of ideas.
It may be just
SEL,
an Italian tourist floating next to another island. It's like,
how you doing?
I'm Sal. Don't park your boat on me.
Hey, put me on the fucking map.
You put Fogo on that map? Yeah, you put Sal on that
Sal,
map.
Sal, if you eat one more of our delicious indigenous foods, you're gonna end
Good.
up on the map.
I love one of my
Our
favorite dishes is
salsa
indigenous
verde.
food. Yeah,
Yeah,
salsa verde is short for salsa Cape Verde, and
that's
don't
right.
let anyone tell you that's not true. Don't let anyone
Uh,
tell you that's not true.
anyway, yeah. So Spain goes into a match against a Cape Verde, and it's not a big thing to them, but Cape Verde goes into it. It's the biggest moment in the history of their nation in their eyes. So, there's a lot more motivation to win the match, and I think we'll see what the repercussions of this are. I think they will carry into the next round
Yeah,
for sure.
very exciting. A couple of smaller stories. I was watching the Mexico game last night. Have you heard about the very popular duck?
I have. I have. What's the duck's name? It's not Merlin, is it?
It is Merlin.
It's Merlin. Yeah. I mean, in Mexico, they name every duck. Another
Yes,
fact.
they name all the ducks. What are you doing
Another.
today? I gotta go name ducks.
I gotta finish naming the ducks.
Stop naming ducks.
Stop naming ducks.
Harlan? Harlan Pepper? Stop
Harlan
naming
Pepper.
ducks. Deep reference there. Yes, this duck has a shirt and shoes and has
Yeah.
been walking freely around the streets of, I believe, Mexico City throughout this entire World Cup.
Yeah, he's got a
And
full kit. Merlin's got a full kit, and not every duck in Mexico does get the full kit, but Merlin
yeah.
Merlin has earned his kit. Yep.
How do you think the duck's feeling about those shoes on its webbed little feet?
I know for a fact I saw an interview he gave,
Mm.
and he actually picked them out himself. He loves the shoes. He's into the jersey. He likes the whole nine. He had a little hat on. He took it off. It was a little hot.
It was a little hot. It's ironic that he is wearing more clothes than Donald Duck, who famously only wears a shirt and shoe. That he's added shoes here. Also ironic that he's not covering up the one terrifying part of a duck, which is the corkscrew penis.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be the piece
Man,
number one I would cover up.
honestly, you tune into this show for the sports information, but just think about everything else everyone's learning this week. It's
That's
really
called value added. That's
holy
called value added.
moly. What an incredible show we put on here on Buzzer.
So, speaking of other things happening around the World Cup, though, have you heard the story that Boston is out of beer?
Yeah, I saw that headline as well. Yeah, Boston's out of beer. I most people are drinking the seltzers these days. I went to a Yankee game. The
Yeah.
the beer selection compared to the seltzer selection is gross and disturbing and un-American, if I
Wow.
had to say some
Wow.
say about it. Everybody's drinking hard seltzer now.
Yes.
I
I
don't.
mean, that's true anywhere you go, though. There's
Right.
just everyone's doing that.
Yeah, it's
So you
gross.
can't really blame, but not the Scots.
No, definitely not the Scots. Definitely not the Scots. And is the Scottish like rally song the Walk 500 Miles song?
It is,
Wow.
which is amazing. We would dream song because there's been some folks complaining about America. We don't have great chants. We're not a chanting people,
Right. Well,
and
yeah, we are. We're a chanting people. We just don't have a
we just
good,
chant USA. We just chant USA. That's not. We
yeah,
need something with
I guess that's
a little juice to it. Like the singing the "I Would Walk 500 Miles" song that's great. We can't get behind. What's a song we could rally behind? It's got to be a little bit old. Like I feel like "Sweet Caroline's" a song that plays, but like that song's not good.
that's like a Boston song. I don't want that song. I don't want to be associated with that song.
Okay, wow, okay. What you got? Motorcycle Drive-By by Third Eye Blind.
Yeah. I don't know. What about like a 80s hair metal song? You know?
Round and Round.
No. Round and round. No, that's
Like
out
a
of
ball?
all 80s hair metal. You pick round and round.
I
Uh,
don't know.
what about like Don't Stop Believing?
Yeah, people already
What about
just chant that.
some Journey?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. What's a very American band? I mean, I don't know.
Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what we should be chanting, because we need a little work. I think we need a little work on it. What do you say? So there are a lot of tourists here. There's been a lot of these videos going viral of people showing up here and living their lives. I have two of them I want to show to get your take. This is here's one.
Refill.
Yeah. You want one Coke Zero or two?
I can refill this 1,000 times.
Yeah, but you won't drink 1,000 cups of
You don't know
Coca-Cola.
me. And it's free.
You paid for it. You paid it.
Look at the joy in his face.
Free refills.
Look at the joy in his face. It's like a young boy discovering humanity there.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny how if you go to like France, everywhere you go, they have a cooler filled with Coca-Cola and nobody's drinking it. Like nobody's
Yeah.
buying it except for, I don't know, like wayward Americans. But if you go to Spain, that's a soda drinking country. They're drinking
Yeah.
soda over there. The
They'll be like,
Spanish
"I'll have
love-
my wine with soda after
Yes,
the
mix
morning."
it together. Mix it up. Put the wine in with the Coca-Cola. Yeah, 100%. I don't really understand that. I haven't had a Coca-Cola in a number of years. Um, so I don't know. I don't really know the joy, and I don't like diet sodas. I'm not a diet soda guy either. I don't like that Punxsutawney refill.
Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog.
But it's not Groundhog's Day.
No, but it's American. Punxsutawney's a very American small town.
I guess it is. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need the workshop. Also, I spelled Punxsutawney off the fly. Is that right? I don't know.
I don't know either. But I think we do. I think we do need the workshop. I think the workshop may be needed.
Oh, it's not spelled right at all.
I think we should. We got to cancel our weekend plans and just workshop these subtitles.
What are you and Dad? It's Father's Day. I got to workshop some jokes I typed. But that's my choice. Here's the theme song though that's going around. This is in Boston as well, where you've got just a loose bagpiper and some drummers drumming.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. Should add the lyrics from Round and Round to that. I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, you got a song there. Yeah, that's incredible.
Apologies to Rat.
And I saw another video where Karen Gillan was driving down the road in a car and she was going like the da da da, from Walk 500 Miles, and just pointed at another Scottish fan like 50 feet away, and they went da 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 back to her. It's like, oh, that's incredible. That's
That
incredible.
is.
I mean,
is.
I guess the Scottish have had just that one hit song.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's not like the Scottish government wrote that song. That's just a fun song. But I guess we're just anthems came from people, and then the countries back in the day were like, "That's our anthem." We're not redoing that. We should do more of that.
And how do you know that the Proclaimers haven't had a political career? You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the great David Letterman appearances, the Proclaimers singing 500 Miles, and then the interview with Dave, actually, I think before. It's so good.
You
They're
rarely
great.
get invited to the couch as a band.
Nah, I mean, they got invited over, and Dave asked them if they had a brogue or a burr, and I'll never forget the brother. He goes, I think it's a burr, not a brogue, a burr, a burr. He says it. Love it. Good stuff.
Love it. Really good stuff. Shouts to the Scots. We have an American win here, but let's not let that overshadow a thing that people are still legitimately celebrating on the streets of New York: the Knicks' victory.
Absolutely.
Now, your co-host. This is the scene from the parade on Thursday. There's some wild photos and video of people climbing all up on buildings, and it looks crazy.
Yeah. The crowds were more than they planned on huge crowds. The crowds were larger than they planned
It was.
for.
I read something like 2 million people.
Yeah. It's
That's
a absolutely
too many.
wild thing. Yeah. All of Long Island was there, a good chunk of New Jersey. Vinny, my co-host, he showed up at 5:39
This is
at
your
the
co-host on the If I Was a Betting Man podcast.
right. If I was a
And
betting man
he
podcast live
Staten Island royalty.
every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Live streamed here on Buzzer, and then where we get podcasts after. He showed up at 5:39. He got on the Staten Island ferry at 5:08 or something. He got there at 5:39 a.m. and was turned away.
Oh,
He was turned away, told that basically where the parade was going to end and the team was going to speak and they were going to hold the trophy, and he was turned away from the area. So I guess people had been there for hours already,
yeah.
at 5:30 in the morning, which is a wild thing. Yeah, so he did get sort of close to the parade route, but only glimpses of the team, and he did also get very intoxicated by about, I would say, about 9 in the
Ah,
morning.
good. Oh, were all the bars just open?
Yes,
That's
all the
amazing.
bars were open. Yep.
Can we keep celebrating? Is
Sure.
it? Do we? Is it over?
100%. 100%. Jalen Brunson tweeted out yesterday, or no, yesterday at like 4 p.m. Where are we at? And basically he was like, I'm still partying. Where should I
Yeah.
go? And got thousands and thousands of responses of people with pictures and videos of where they were partying. I mean, just a wild, it's one of those things where, New York City, I heard it said that often New York City is brought together by tragedy, and this is just pure joy. And you can see it
Yeah.
on the streets. The Knicks jerseys are everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. You're seeing, the rich white ladies wearing their, bootleg Knicks t-shirts.
Yeah.
You've got, the classics, Spreewell jerseys all over the place. You've got the throwback, t-shirts everywhere you go. It's just a really fun time to be in New York City, and New York City is celebrating the Knicks in a way that they don't really celebrate other sports teams. The Giants, that we have two NBA teams in New York City, but really we only have one. And if when the Giants win, it's not a citywide event. If the
I was
Jets
down
ever
at
win,
Barclays with my Nets jersey on, just losing it all day yesterday. It's like
and
crazy.
you were arrested.
Yeah.
Is that
And not
correct?
even. I was citizens arrested. They were just like,
Right.
stop.
Somebody put you in the back of their Corolla for a few hours just to calm you
Yeah.
down.
It's good.
Um,
They
yeah,
cracked the
I mean,
window.
it's really a great time to be in New York City, and it's wild because the World Cup is going on here. There's
Yeah.
everywhere you go, there's police all over the streets. There's people wearing their kits from their various countries of origin, and the Knicks is still the story. It's still by far the story. It's wild.
A lot of jerseys have been being sold. The amount of moms around our school, really heavy. Amazon was bringing jersey after jersey ahead of Game 5. Where will
It is
those
wild.
jerseys be worn again? I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, the Knicks are going to be good next year. They're not even close to the favorites, but they are going to be good next year. There's a couple guys that played key roles in this run that probably won't be there. Mitchell
Yeah.
Robinson probably won't be there next year. Landry Shamet probably won't be there next year, and those are key minutes that they have to replace. But they'll be able to. They can replace those minutes,
Well, a lot of people are going to want to be on the Knicks. You want to be on the
and the core when they're winning, and the core will be back. And they sell out games. They sold out games in the when they were terrible.
Yeah.
For years and years. So the Knicks will be a hot ticket in the NBA next year, and it will be a draw to players to go play on a contender in New York City. It's kind of a dream come true.
Do you feel like Knicks fans need to take a second, maybe take the Nets under their wing and just become Nets fans now?
No.
Like, we've done it with the Knicks. Like, it's okay. Now we're gonna go help the little guy.
No, that's like becoming a Dolphins fan right now. This is not
Yeah.
the time. This is
Go
not
to
the time.
bed. You're saying go to bed.
Yeah, I'm saying go to bed. Exactly what I'm saying. We need a couple years.
Really great. We'll talk about the Dolphins in a second.
Great.
I think
There's a lot to
which-
discuss.
Yes,
A lot.
really. There's an article. There's an article flying around. Definitely article or two. But let's talk. Let's talk about the U.S. Open. Let's talk about some golf.
Yeah.
Which is happening right now.
Yeah.
There were two interesting. I have some video. There were two interesting U.S. Open, very challenging course they're playing on.
Sure.
Famously, and it's led to some problems. For instance, there's this video.
Wayward still in play at the 12th.
Yeah, 210 yards to the hole.
Seems good so far, right?
Boy,
Boy, Paige, I don't know. Did something get caught in between the face and the ball? That thing.
Well, I was standing on the other side of the people. I wondered the exact same thing because it looked like a fine line.
he looked right back.
But first off, since when are golf commentators? They're just like, hey, I don't know. You hear? I heard a rumor or something on
What the
his
hell
club.
happened to that? The hell happened?
These are the professional people. They're like, something's fucked up with the grass over there.
Something between the ball and the club face?
I'm getting word a ghost crossed the path of the club. A ghost of his grandfather reached its arm up. It's like, what? What are we doing?
How about the guy that just like he was so excited to be there, like before he saw how badly the ball was struck, he just screams, "Oh yeah!" Like Macho Man Randy Savage, like
And
full-throated.
I don't think you're supposed to do that. That's not-
celebration of he's trying to get on TV.
I mean, one of the best jokes in Happy Gilmore is that he's like, cheer, come on. I want to hear you guys.
Yeah.
And it feels like golf has adopted some of that energy, at least in that case of that guy.
Yeah.
But the commentators still are like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not understanding what happened here. I guess it's a very small ball he just hit, and it went
Yeah,
the wrong
Chuck,
direction.
I'm standing behind the crowd, so I couldn't see what it was between the club face and the ball. I don't know if it was a wayward leaf, or I'm not sure what it was, but boy, what a clunker. Yeah.
I
don't know.
heard that Wemby reached in and moved the ball right at the last minute. That guy's out of control.
And he's back in San Antonio.
Yeah,
Long
but he can
wingspan.
reach. He's got a
Long
wingspan.
wingspan.
But here's the thing: he's a sore loser. Now he wants to punish everyone else, so he's moving the golf balls a little bit.
He's out there destroying other sports.
Yes, that French bastard must be stopped. So the ball landed on the road, and they had to have a little golf rules meeting, and they let him move the ball the length of one club.
Right. Which is what you do when it lands on the cart path, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but that was a full-on road. I don't know how badly. They don't even show you how badly he hit it, but like.
Yeah, you don't really have context for where the ball went. Like he hits it, the guy screams, "Oh yeah!" And then you just see him like dejected, like walking over to the cart path. It's I don't know what if it took a hard right turn, and
Yeah.
it was a I don't know. It's a weird golf. It's a tough sport.
Tough sport, and here I have a second video that really proves it. This is John Rahm.
John Rahm, yeah.
Tonight, John Rahm could use this one to fall. Yeah, easy to miss this right. Yeah, it doesn't move.
Again, the commentators, he says, if you didn't quite hear it, very loudly, he says, fuck off, which is great. Who was he addressing there? The ball? The situation? His club?
He's not mad at the ball. He's mad at the situation.
Yes.
You
Fuck
know?
off
The
this
ball
situation.
is his buddy.
It's his
It
ball.
reminds me-
He's had that ball in his pocket.
It reminds me of the NCAA championship game when there was a European player. I think he was from Russia, and he was at the free throw line. He never played. He got in the game, and he was at the free throw line, and they're having a discussion about his English, and they're like, "Yeah, he got here. He didn't know a single word of English, and it's still he has a translator, but it's still he missed the free throw and goes." "Fuck." And now Trey goes, Well, he has picked up a little English,
That's very
and
funny.
that's really what you want. Oh, are you having a recital?
Yes, this is the part of the show where you have to talk for a second while I close the door or something. Yeah, this is
Okay.
where I'm going to say "fuck off" to whoever's playing the piano.
A small child.
It's my child. It's my child. I love though, like he does sort of a whimsical putter flip. Like, oh, he's like,
Yeah.
bummer. I missed that one. It's okay. There'll be others. And then screams "fuck off" to a crowd of people. There's
Yeah,
a crowd
sure.
everywhere.
Everyone heard it. Yep, 100%.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But the commentators again are just like they say nothing. They just go
you
completely
just let it
silent.
go because you're not supposed to address it. You're not supposed to make that joke. That announcer that made that joke about he has heard a little English. That was like 15 years ago that I saw that, and I still tell that story. And that commentator was definitely disciplined after that incident. He was told, don't draw attention to it when we
Yeah.
accidentally air an F word on national TV and the most televised event of our sports season. So no, they're supposed to pretend it didn't happen and just move on, and hopefully, people are watching it on mute. Which I wonder
Yeah.
if the person running the subtitles picked it up.
I'm pretty sure they're instructed not to type "fuck off" no matter what anyone says into this thing. But maybe you're just going. You're like a stenographer. You just have to keep
Exactly.
writing. You
Right.
just go.
Exactly.
And so now, will he be fined for doing that?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Wow.
All right.
All right. Well, speaking of other people who are being censured, let's move over to some football talk, NFL. I just read a story. You've been following the Brendan Sorsby stuff.
Of course. course.
Catch people up if they haven't been on this. This player that is always gambling on himself.
Yeah, he always
He's-
bets on himself.
Always bet
Yeah.
on himself.
So we have the Texas Tech quarterback who, it's against NCAA rules to place a single bet. You cannot bet, you cannot gamble while you're engaging in NCAA. When you're a player in college sports, right? So he placed thousands of bets on him, on his team. With inside information. Actively using inside information to win bets.
Now let me interrupt you there and just say, in a world that made sense back in the day. Like you can't bet on the game because you can affect it.
Pete Rose, correct.
Pete Rose, the Pete Rose clause. Our culture has now embraced the idea of insider trading with prediction markets, all of that, where that is literally allowed.
No, it's not. It's not allowed in prediction markets. If you have insider information, if you know how something is going to, if you're privy to information the public is not privy to, and you use that information to place a bet, it is illegal, and you will be prosecuted for it, 100%. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're a sitting senator, if you're an athlete, if you're just somebody with inside information on, some policy situation, you will be prosecuted.
Only if they catch you.
It's easy to catch them.
Yeah, well, it depends. Only the people who are betting large sums. If you're making a regular bet with inside information, I think it would be very hard to catch you.
It could be, sure. I
It's
guess.
the people who are like, I put $300,000 down on the U.S. attacks Iran, and I won.
Yeah.
But if you put $2,000 down, I think that you just made that money.
I think that it's not worth the risk is not worth the bet. If it's if it's a small amount like that, it's not worth it. Using the insider information to place bets, it's just not worth. It's just not worth it.
The point I'm trying to make.
So you go to prison.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make though is this kid. The culture has changed so much around gambling, and I guess this kid he got in trouble, but he's now declared for the NFL draft, right?
Yeah.
The
So
special draft.
originally, what happened was he had a lawyer. They went to a judge, and a judge granted him an injunction that he could play. because he has a sickness and he was getting treatment for the sickness, which is, the gambling. And as a result, the judge said, okay, and, said basically you can participate in NCAA sports. Um, Everyone was fully against it. Every single,
Yeah.
besides everyone at Texas Tech was like, great. They had a meeting. They were like, I think this will work. I think this will work. But the 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 Big 12, everybody came down on them very, very hard, saying that they were going to cancel the scheduled games against Texas Tech if he played. Basically, we're going to make it very difficult for Texas Tech to exist in college sports. And the president of the NCAA, the king of all the clowns in NCAA, the worst, sports league of all, not as bad as FIFA, but literally the most corrupt sports league outside of FIFA there is, came out and said, this is an atrocity. This is just disgusting that he's going to be allowed to play. So, basically the correct thing happened. Texas Tech was shamed into telling him, okay, it's not going to happen. So he did what, he should have done, which is he declared for the supplemental draft and will be drafted by a team very possibly in the AFC East. The Jets, the Dolphins are looking at him.
How are you? So I'll just throw up. Here he is.
Hey, Sorsby.
What do you think about the look on his face in this moment? Is this when they told him the news that he got caught gambling?
Is he thinking, does my arm look right?
Exactly.
I don't know if it's supposed to be that way.
I can't believe this picture exists on the internet when you Google this guy.
It is a weird picture, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the rumors are the Jets may pick him up.
Yeah, the Jets.
Do you feel like that's
what you want in the clubhouse? You want a guy who's, fresh out of a facility for a gambling addiction, who is going to come to New York City.
Yeah. Gamble just being here, really.
I mean, all the media attention, all the pressure, all of the gambling available at your fingertips. It's just a bad look. Honestly, I think this kid will get signed. I think, and he should get signed by somebody. I think he does have some talent. He could be a backup. Maybe he could be more, although it's not likely. But we'll see. We'll see what the future holds for him. But don't go to New York City. The Dolphins is, that's probably Florida is not a legal gambling state. So, Miami might be the place for
and there's no way around that. Do you feel like would you think that's a good move for the Dolphins?
No. But I mean, what do we, listen, we have Malik Willis. We're trying not to spend, I think they fired most of the concession staff in Miami. They're trying not to spend any money.
They bear a lot of the blame for what's been happening the last couple of years. The sausage too spicy.
They don't have sausage. But listen, the Dolphins are in a hole that is people, I'm surprised that more people aren't talking about how bad they are. If you go to the Dolphins website and look at their depth chart, it's not filled out.
Yeah.
I think they fired the guy that does it because it's empty.
Yeah.
They have the first string almost all filled out, not entirely. And most of the second string is not filled out, and the third string and fourth string is barely filled out. So I guess it reflects the team in that they have no talent and they're going to be absolutely terrible. And they have a first-year coach. And if Hafley can get through, the initial 3 years of this deal, it will be a miracle because he is basically being told to eat shit and like it and produce a competitive team, and it just doesn't make sense. He's taken a terrible job. It's not as bad as what Aaron Glenn's been asked to do over his tenure as the Jets coach, but it's bad. And he's going to have a very difficult time. He's going to come out of this season with best case scenario 4 wins. So what do you do with that? Your record, your career record as head coach is hamstrung from day one, for sure, no way around it. So it's a tough situation for him, and might be it might be a career killer.
Yeah, I mean, there's an article on ESPN today about the receiver core and
Yeah.
how Malik is really coming in and doing a good job. But
Yeah.
they're like, who's he throwing to? A tight end named Ben Sims is who
Yeah.
he's developing
Sure.
chemistry with, and because they let all of the receivers they traded while Waddle went to Denver.
Yep.
And then they let Wheels go.
Tyreek's gone. Yep.
So what do you think? What do we have? We have Jalen Tolbert, Tutu Atwell, Malik
Tolbert
Washington, Malik to
Tolbert had
Malik.
7 touchdowns a couple years ago. Tutu Atwell. It's terrible. It's just gross. It's just really bad. And it's funny because in that ESPN article, I wrote it down. Halfley said, "I wasn't expecting a number one receiver to emerge this spring."
I was looking at that too. Like no number one emerged. It's like have a number one. It could be
I
anyone.
wasn't expecting one. I was expecting a huge pile of shit, and that's what I have.
I can't believe he got the ball in the air. Let me be honest.
It's just really,
It's
for
a funny
professional
shaped
team,
ball," said the coach.
So anyway, if you're following a team and you're unsure if they should give that a player on that team a historically large contract, and you're unsure about the talent level of the person receiving that contract, and he's getting it just because he's in the right place at the right time, do everything you can to stop that contract from being given to them, because the Dolphins are, you know, in a deep, deep hole, and they're not going to get out of it this year. Next year, no good. Next year is also terrible. The third year, then you have to have a coach and a culture that is a losing culture, do a 180 and become a winning culture. It is a monumental task that they're asking of this coach, of Halfley in Miami. So I just don't like it at all. It's a bad look. This guy is, most likely going to last 3 years and then be shown the door, and then they can bring in a coach that can start the process of building a team that's competitive.
So, as a Dolphins fan, and it can apply to any team that's struggling, which you don't want to be loyal to your team, but you're laying out a bleak, multi-year picture here. What do you do? Do you find a second team to root for? Do you turn away from the sport altogether? Like, what you dive into
football.
Fantasy? Like, what's
I mean, I do anyway. I mean, football's sort of, listen, this isn't new. The Dolphins, we had in the Tua era, they were decent. They did get to the playoffs. They haven't won a playoff game, of course, in a long, long time. So I'm going to do what I always do, and that's watch every other team. And, when I see, I'm going to probably be watching the Dolphins early games just to see if there's anything worth watching there. I'm going to be watching the new coach. I want to see if Malik Willis can be competitive in the NFL. It's unclear if that's the case. Maybe he will be. It's possible he could be a starter in the NFL.
I think he's pretty good.
He's not. He's shown flashes, right?
Well, plus
And
he's
that's
fun.
as
He's
a
fun to
backup.
watch. He's fun to watch because he runs around and he
Right. He can do all the things that you want
hard.
a quarterback to do. Sure,
He might be a
So,
star.
it's possible, but he's going to be taking a lot of hits.
Yeah.
He's going to be, it's not going to be as bad as David Carr, but it's going to be right there. And, David Carr famously was, he had PTSD from his first 2 years in Houston as the Texans' first quarterback, coming out as
Yeah.
a guy who was supposed to be the best quarterback, in his draft class by far, and better than his brother Derek, who had a very long career.
Yeah. Beautiful eyeshadow.
Yeah, so it's a very difficult situation. He's set up to fail, but maybe he can get himself a contract and get some money. A bigger contract. We'll see what happens. His contract is pretty middle. It's a good contract for the Dolphins. It's not a great contract for him as a quarterback. So, we'll see we'll see what takes place.
So who will you root for?
I'm going to root for the Dolphins. I'm going to root for the Dolphins. I'm not going to root for another team.
No second team.
No, no.
Well,
But I'm going to watch just like I do every year. I watch all of the football. I watch too much football. I watch football on a level that is nothing but infuriating to my wife. So we
oh,
will,
perfect.
yeah. So I will be right there this year, despite the Dolphins' incompetence across the board.
Nice. Perhaps you need a Punxsutawney refill.
I do need a stiff drink after talking about the Dolphins.
Upgraded with the correct spelling. Let's move to a bleak topic, to perhaps an even bleaker one. The MLB.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about how there's a lockout. It seems more and more likely coming next year. Do you want to speak on it?
Sure, I can speak on it. So basically, what's going on is ownership is, these teams are worth billions of dollars. These owners want evaluations for these teams. They want to know exactly. They want the amount known exactly, so that they can borrow against it and they can sell the team for a huge pile of money. And it's very difficult of all the major sports to assign a value to the team because there's no salary cap to the individual teams. So they don't know what the costs year to year are going to be for the team, And so it's difficult to extract a value when you can't determine the cost in 5 years of operating the franchise, right? So they're pushing for a salary cap, and the Major League Baseball Players Association says we don't want a salary cap.
Yeah.
We want our guys, we want the Dodgers to be able to do Dodger stuff and just keep handing out checks for a huge amount of money. We want the Mets to, be second in payroll in the sport and have them suck, because that will then they can hand out more big checks next year. Their billionaire owner doesn't care because he's going to get his casino.
Now, do you think though that who's right here from your as a fan? Is it like in Mad Men when Don Draper didn't have a contract for a lot?
Well,
of
was
time?
he wrong to not have the contract? He was right. He basically said, here's my value. And he only acquiesced to the contract when his value went down in the eyes of ownership. Then he was in a position where he had to sign the contract. Until that point, they couldn't force him to because he was too valuable to them. So when he, basically made mistakes and cost the company money, that's when he was forced to sign. The Players Association is not in a position where they're forced to sign anything. And who loses the most in a lockout? It's the owners. The owners lose the most. And when play starts again, the players are going to get paid that money. Their contracts are set, until their contracts are up. Now, will the next contract be less because the value of the television contracts has gone down because everybody's soured on the sport? Maybe, and that is a real risk. But, that being said, I think that what's going to happen, it's inevitable. If it's not this negotiation, if it's not this contract term, then it will be the next one that they do have to sign for a salary cap. So I think you negotiate. You get everything else you want. You need to have a excellent negotiator in there on behalf of the players. You need a floor. You need to have a league-wide contract floor established, and it needs to be high. And you need to establish that, and then you need to establish how it's going to continue to go up in on a yearly annual basis, so that the players earning the least in the league get paid more and they get yearly raises. There's a lot of other things that the players can get, but really this is the salary cap. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt agents more
Right.
than anybody else, and they're the ones in their players' ears. Um, the individual players aren't going to see a decrease in their negotiating value for a couple of years after a salary cap will be put in place. um, and when it is put in place, some players may feel it more than others, especially like a guy like Juan Soto. Your
Right.
top guy in the league will feel it more. A middle of the pack player won't feel it as much. And I think establishing a salary floor, there's a lot of teams that are reticent to spend. Those teams need to be spending. Pittsburgh needs to be spending some money. Um, you know, they can compete. Small franchises can compete in baseball. Um, the Cincinnati Reds need to spend a little bit more money. What the Athletics organization has done for the last 20 years is disgusting. They are getting very rich, putting out a terrible product to their fan base until they've left the city of Oakland and now are playing in Sacramento or wherever they're playing these days, and they're actually have good players and can be competitive game in and game out, and it's just gross.
Well,
But they're going
at
to
the
be
end of the day,
rewarded with
this is all top money. This is all like big money on both sides. It's like rich
yeah.
people fighting.
I mean, it is, but it's also the players need to make sure that the lowest paid guys in the league get a huge payday out of this deal. And I'll tell you what, if there is a stoppage in play, the last time there was a stoppage in play, it was detrimental to the sport. It was
Yeah.
terrible for baseball. Baseball took over a decade to recover. It is finally getting to a point where the ratings are there. Game times have gone down under 3 hours to closer to 2.5 hours. The sport is doing well in this moment. To have a stoppage and to have a lockout and to miss a big chunk of next season would be horrible for the sport. So and I'll tell you, owners are investors. They don't care about wins and losses. They care about being in the black,
Yeah.
and they want their franchise evaluation to be high. So I don't think the players are going to be able to get through without the salary cap. I just don't think. And and if it's not this time, it will definitely be the next time that there's a negotiation.
Play ball. Well, I guess we
Let's
better really enjoy this season then.
absolutely listen. Let's enjoy it, and it might be avoidable, but if you spent $2 billion on a baseball team, or if you spent uh, $200,000 on a baseball team 50 years ago, and now it's worth $2 billion, and it's your entire family's well-being, and there's a lot of them that are acting like they're very wealthy, then this is very important. This is very important for you. You absolutely need to get this. They're going to be very motivated. They have the power. They have the keys. So they're going to be very motivated to get this done, and it'll be interesting to see how the negotiations go, because they're going to make the players are going to look bad. They're going to make them
Yeah.
look like they're being greedy, and
Right.
it's not. It's these owners who are already rich who
Yeah.
are going to get, and it's inevitable that they're going to get more. So
Just hearing you say that doesn't make me have a lot of sympathy for like the third cousin who's like, well, I want to be rich too. I'm related
yeah,
to
well,
the owners of this team.
exactly. When yeah, my great great grandfather bought the team. I deserve whatever it is. I mean, it's a huge
Yeah.
chunk of money. Huge. I mean, it could double the
Yeah. I'm
valuation
Dan,
for a
and
lot of
I
these
want to
teams.
start. I want to start Dan Coin,
It's
my
my money,
cryptocurrency.
and I want it now.
Yeah. Great. Well, in the meantime, I feel like from a New York perspective, the Mets are starting to do better. Yankees continuing, though. Didn't they just lose? Did they lose yesterday?
Yeah, they did. It's okay. The Yankees played. It was 1-1 baseball. They had a good start. out of their starter Weathers, who's probably not going to be there for too much longer. I think we're going to see him get traded before the deadline. The Yankees are in a good spot. They're in a good spot. They're a spicy team without their best bat and their second best bat. Giancarlo Stanton is not on the team, and Aaron Judge is going to be out till August at least. So they're doing well.
Yeah.
The Yankees are
I'm not
in
saying it's
good
bad.
shape.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, you have to really hold
They're
on to the
doing
Yankees. Yeah, no. All that Dolphins talk really fucked you up, huh? Man, that Hemingway drink's going to your head, dude.
I got my Syracuse Pearl t-shirt.
Yeah, you got the Pearl tea. Very cool.
Yeah.
It's a strange day, national holiday. It feels like late on a Saturday. Something once that gin and tonic hit, I'm just like, what day is it?
Yeah. Feels good,
But
I gotta
feels
say.
good. Feels good to be lost at sea mentally. But I do know what it. I may not know what day it is, but I know what time it is. It's happy hour. It's 5:00 right here. That's the show, everybody. Come back 1 week minus 1 hour and join us again, where you'll talk about all the big sports. What do we have coming up this week? We got an NBA draft is coming up here soon. We'll be talking about that next week.
A lot of draft talk. We've got a lot of baseball talk. We're going to see fire sales all over the league, of course, as teams that have good players that are going to be out of playoff contention start to unload. That's pretty exciting. We've got all kinds of incredible World Cup action. We've got a U.S. team that is overachieving at a high level. That's going to be very exciting to continue to watch. We've got, plenty of swearing on golf courses all over the country.
That's
we're
right.
Going to cover that.
It's the kickoff of the 4th of July week. I think we may be north. We may be in the same place next week. So it's going to be a fun time. We will be in full party mode. Please come back and join us 5:00 right here on Buzzer. In the meantime, check out If I Was a Betting Man live Wednesday at 6 on Buzzer, and then plenty of time after that. You can check out anything on Buzzer. You can check out the show Wild Card that I do, where we talk about sports, but in from a more random place, I guess. But in the meantime, just have fun, live hard, cocktail up, and listen to this song one.